Shalom Sim Racers and Auto Sports Enthusiasts. Welcome to the Hauling Hebrew Racing channel. I'm Hauling Hebrew and thanks for tuning in. Today I'm doing a tutorial on mapping the button assignment configurations on your Thrustmaster T80, T100, T300 and T500 racing wheels. I'm using a T80, but they all use the same procedure in mapping the button assignment. So let's get started, shall we? We're going to navigate to the Race Central. This is where we normally start. There's two ways of accessing the controls. One is through hitting your option button on your racing wheel. Options and help, and it'll take you straight to controls. Or you can use your R1 or paddle shifter on your wheel and right click until you get to the next page. This is my personal preference on how to access it. Options and help and hit controls. Now we're in controls. We have three options. We have control schemes, configuration, and edit assignments. And as you can see, I already have mine mapped. But for the sake of this tutorial, I am going to clear it and do it over for the tutorial. And this is where we go to clear it, on control schemes. And if you look at the bottom of the page, you'll see the triangle and it says reset. The one thing that we have to know first and foremost is that when you hit the reset button, it's going to reset all three options: control schemes, configurations, and edit assignments. So let's do that now. Then it's just going to ask you, are you sure you want to do this? Yes, we're sure we want to do this. Going to use the paddle shifter to navigate to edit assignments. And here's the portion where I got lost. But I just want to give a big shout out to my buddy over on GT Planet, Rams 1D in the UK. I had sent out a message, an SOS, for anyone to send me some assistance, and I think that same day Rams 1DS, Rams number 1D in the UK sent me a reply, and he showed me this, the thing that I was doing. If you look at the top of the page, you'll see just below my name, you'll see L1 and R1, and on the left side you'll see just under control schemes, you'll see L2 and R2. For some reason I thought L2 and R2 was the same as L1 and R1, and I would just hit my paddle shifter trying to navigate the columns. But you have to hit your R2 button on your steering wheel if you have a T80, and wherever it may be if you have a different wheel. Now the first thing that we have to know, first and foremost, is that there are mandatory buttons that have to be mapped. First and foremost, the handbrake. And that's assigned to the cross or the X button. D-pad to go down to curves is the circle. Navigate to the right. You'll see cycle camera, and that's assigned to the square button. So what we have to do is we have to reassign these buttons to somewhere else, because we're going to assign the look left, look right, and look behind you to the square, the X, and the circle. I tried to assign it to the D-pad. It worked, but the thing with the Thrustmaster T80, if you don't hit that direction pad spot on, you're going to get multiple inputs. So you're going to try to look left, and it's going to be toggling between look behind you and look left. If you're trying to look right, it may toggle between look right and look behind you. If you're trying to look behind you, it may toggle between look behind you in either direction, left or right. So when you're in a high-speed race, the last thing you need is to be worrying about having issues with the D-pad, trying to be so precise about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the handbrake, and you're going to press the X or the cross button to enter into the options. Please assign the new configuration, and we're going to reassign the handbrake to the triangle. Just press and hold for a second and release, and now you can see on that page the handbrake is now assigned to the triangle. Now when we look to the right, look behind you, it was the triangle, but once we reassigned it to the handbrake, it freed up that button assignment. So now we can reassign look behind to the X. Just press the X to enter into the configuration. Please assign the new configuration. Going to press X, and now look behind you is X. Navigate to the left to curves. We're going to have to reassign curves. We're going to reassign curves to R2. In the default position, R2 and R3 are open. So I guess you have an option of using any of these functions and assigning it to R1 or R2 or R3, whichever is most important to you. But I know for sure that you have to be able to look left and look right and behind you. You have to be able to check your blind spots. If not, you're going to be side swiping people. You're going to be running them off the road, and you're going to cause a lot of chaos in a room. So if you're going to be doing online racing, you have to be able to check your blind spots, and this is how you have to do it. So you may have a choice to, move the seat forward or the seat up or the seat angle up. All of these different things, they're not nearly as important as being able to check your blind spots. Because what's the point of having a great system like Project Cars if you can only race AI? I mean, Project Cars AI is fantastic. I normally race about level 7, level 6. The AI doesn't get too aggressive. But we're going to navigate to the camera view column. Not yet. The curves. Press the X button. Please assign the new configuration. And we're going to reassign curves to R2. Press and hold and release. Now curves is R2. Now we're going to navigate to the right with the R2 button. Cycle camera. Cycle camera is currently assigned to the square button, but we're going to assign the square button to look left. So we have to reassign the cycle camera, and we're going to press the X to enter to the option. and we're going to reassign it to R3. Press and hold for a second and release. Now your look left and your look right are open. They're free to assign any of the buttons that was previously mapped to the cycle camera, curves, and the handbrake. Look right, going to press the X button to enter into the option. To look right, we want that to be the circle. It's just natural being that that button is on the right side of this group of buttons. The look left, we want to press the X to enter into the option, and we're going to assign that to the square. Press and hold and release. And with that being said, that's it. And if you don't prefer to have, your view camera where you can check your blind spots, if you want to take a chance out there, even when you're racing AI, you still want to practice racing clean. You don't want to be running AI off the road. I mean, I think that takes the joy out of racing if you're not really simulating a real race. I know there's a little paint swapping that goes on in some races, but not to the point where you're ruining someone else's race, or you're not winning by your skill set. And that's the real thrill. It's when you can get through a whole race, come out first place cleanly. But that's it. That being said, we're going to navigate out, and if everything worked correctly, when we hit the circle button to navigate out, we should see on the right bottom corner the save indicator, saving those settings. Hit the circle button again to navigate out. Hit the left paddle shifter, and we're going to go into solo mode. We're going to enter into that race. Now this really heightens the immersion if you're sitting in cockpit view, because you're right in the cockpit and you can look left at your left mirror, check your blind spots. You can look right, check your right blind spots. For some reason in project cars, they don't have the back or the rear of the cockpit. It's not like you're looking out of a rear window. It's like you're looking out. It's like you're on a motorcycle when you look behind you in project cars. Gran Turismo, I mean, they put forth the effort to really give you that dimension. As you can see, you press circle to look right, press left to look left, press yeah, the thing about this is once you reset that button, you have to reset your transmission options and your steering options. As you can see, it's moving kind of wobbly, but once all that stuff is set, this car will handle like a dream. But if this video has been any help for you, I'd appreciate if you hit the like button and subscribe. Shalom guys, see you on the grid.